Welcome to a unique spiritual journey, an invitation to discover the transcendent force of divine love and to reconnect with the deep essence of your being. Have you ever felt, in the midst of daily tumult, this intense desire to reconnect with a larger reality, to find within yourself this spark of light that illuminates the darkness of your doubts? Today, we invite you to immerse yourself in an initiatory experience by repeating Ya Wadoudou 313 times for 3 days. This ritual, far from being a simple mechanical exercise, is a true communion with the Creator, a sacred act which, when practiced with pure intention, opens the way to unsuspected miracles. The number 313 carries with it a deep and historical meaning. He evokes the 313 companions of Badr, these valiant souls who, through their unshakable faith and their absolute trust in Allah, were able to accomplish the impossible despite their reduced number. Their example teaches us that true power lies not in the quantity, but in the quality of our spiritual engagement. By repeating Ya Wadoudou, you join in the lineage of these heroes of faith. You connect to this luminous heritage, and you invite into your life this force capable of transforming the ordinary into extraordinary. Ya Wadoudou is not only a divine name, it is the incarnation of absolute love, that which transcends the limits of understanding and which erases the barriers of pride, resentment, and despair. Imagine this name as a living source of spiritual energy, whose pure vibration diffuses within you with each invocation. It's as if, each time, a gentle breeze comes to caress your soul, bringing comfort and hope. This ritual then becomes an intimate dance between your heart and the infinite mercy of Allah, guiding you towards a deep and lasting inner transformation. In a world where challenges and uncertainties are increasing, taking the time to refocus on what is essential is a revolutionary approach. This 3-day ritual allows you to retain the frantic pace of life to reconnect with what really matters: love, peace, and serenity. It invites you to take an inward look, to listen to the beat of your heart, and to perceive the beneficial presence of Allah in each breath. By repeating Ya Wadoudou, you open the doors to an inner sanctuary, a sacred space where divine light can spread and purify every corner of your being. The experience we offer you is much more than a simple recitation. It is a path to healing, a return to basics that allows you to release emotional tensions and increased wounds. Each invocation is a step closer to rediscovering your true essence, that which is nourished by grace and divine love. By abandoning yourself to this ritual, you allow the force of faith to envelop you, supporting you in moments of doubt and infusing you with new energy, capable of illuminating even the darkest days. Imagine yourself, in the calm of a peaceful morning, sitting in meditation, letting your mind open to the gentle resonance of this sacred name. You feel this vibration within you, this reassuring presence, which reminds you that you are loved, that you are protected. This moment then becomes a silent dialogue between your soul and the infinite, a communion that transcends the limits of the visible to reveal the depth of an authentic relationship with the divine. This ritual is your personal invitation to leave behind the shadows of the past and to welcome with confidence the miracle of inner transformation. By embarking on this 3-day journey, repeating Ya Wadoudou 313 times, you are not only performing an act of devotion, you open the way to a spiritual rebirth. Let yourself be carried away by this beneficial energy and prepare yourself for an experience that will forever change the way you perceive life. May this initiatory path be for you the key to renewal, the beginning of an inner adventure towards infinite peace and light. 1Y 313. Have you ever heard of the 313 companions of Badr? Imagine these valiant souls, a small but luminous group, who, despite being a tiny number compared to their adversaries, left their mark on history with unwavering faith and absolute trust in Allah. This number 313 is not a simple figure recorded in the historical annals. It is the vibrant symbol of the strength of pure faith, of the determination of souls united in total reliance on divine will. These companions proved that an army of faithful hearts can triumph in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles. And it is precisely this legacy that we invite you to join. Each repetition of the divine name of Wadoudou in this practice of 313 invocations acts as a living reminder of this heroic era. By reciting this name 313 times, you are not just intoning words, you are aligning yourself with the spirit of these companions, with their courage and their devotion. It is no coincidence that the number of repetitions coincides with that of the heroes of Badr. It is a call, a bridge between the glorious past of the faith and your own spiritual quest. A way of drawing on the heritage of those who place their trust in Allah through thick and thin. And whoever puts his trust in Allah, He is sufficient for him. Surah At-Talaq 65:3. These words resonate like a powerful echo in the silence of your soul. They remind you that in times of uncertainty, trust in Allah offers inexhaustible strength, a light that pierces the darkness of doubts. Imagine this. Every time you say, "Of Wadoudou," it's as if you were shooting a luminous arrow, an arrow charged with faith, love, and trust, intended to pierce the barriers of your daily life. These invocations are much more than a simple ritual. They are the expression of a sincere commitment, the materialization of a pure intention to connect to the infinite love of Allah. Allow me to tell you the story of this sister, whose testimony still resonates in the hearts of those who seek the light. She experienced a period of deep dismay, a moment when the shadows of loneliness and doubt enveloped her existence. In a surge of despair and hope, she decided to repeat "Of Wadoudou," looking for a miracle. Day after day, for 3 days, she followed this practice with almost ritual regularity. Each invocation was an offering for her, a small step towards the healing of her bruised soul. As we rehearsed, something unexpected happened. The seemingly irreparably broken relationship with her husband, a bond that had been weakened by years of misunderstanding and hurt, began to transform. It was not a dramatic or theatrical transformation, but a subtle evolution, like the first light of dawn after a long night. Her once distant husband began expressing sincere regret and reaching out in a gesture of reconciliation. This change, although gradual, sowed in her the hope of renewal, of a miracle that is born from perseverance in prayer and invocation. The story of this sister is just one echo among many other testimonies of transformation experienced by those who allow themselves to be guided by faith. When you repeat "Of Wadoudou" 313 times, you participate in an ancestral ritual, a ritual that goes beyond the simple mechanics of words to become a true source of inspiration. This number, 313, reminds you that greatness does not lie in quantity, but in the quality of faith and commitment. You become, through each invocation, a link in this spiritual chain that links the past to the present, a connection that transcends times and circumstances. Visualize this moment when, sitting in the calm of your sacred space, you find yourself facing yourself, surrounded by the subtle energy of thousands of invocations. The repetition becomes a mantra, a silent melody that resonates in the sanctuary of your heart. Every word, every sound, is imbued with a vibration that reconnects you to this immeasurable source of love. You are invited to let yourself be carried away by this flow of emotions, to feel the impact of each invocation like a soothing caress on your soul, an assurance that the miracle is never far away. Beyond the simple act of repeating a name, this practice encourages you to delve into deep introspection. She asks you to question your heart, to probe the recesses of your being in search of this divine spark that lies dormant within you. Why this number 313? Because it symbolizes the power of collective faith, of sincere commitment which transcends the barriers of time and space. It reminds you that even in moments of weakness or uncertainty, trust in Allah offers you strength capable of transforming adversity into opportunity. And if, like Badr's companions, you could find within yourself this resilience, this ability to draw on the strength of faith, then imagine the impact that this would have on your daily life. Imagine that each repetition becomes a brick, patiently laid, in building an invisible bridge between you and the divine. A bridge that will support you in moments of doubt, that will offer you the possibility of transcending difficulties with the certainty that, somewhere in the universe, a benevolent force is watching over you. Stories of transformation, like this sister's, are a reflection of the power of this ritual. They bear witness to the reality of a miracle, which manifests itself when the soul allows itself to be guided by divine love. You may be wondering, what is this miracle I'm looking for in my life? Maybe it's the healing of a broken heart, the mending of a broken bond, or simply the need to feel the reassuring embrace of unconditional love. The practice of repeating Ya Wadoudou 313 times is much more than a simple mechanical act. It is a meditation in movement, a spiritual dance between the believer and his Creator. With each repetition, there is the promise of a more intimate connection, of a silent dialogue where the soul opens to the blessings of Allah. You then find yourself immersed in a sensory experience where each invocation becomes a prayer, a sincere invocation that rises in the calm of your mind, carrying with it the hope of inner renewal. Every arrow you shoot repeating Ya Wadoudou is an invitation to leave behind the burdens of the past and look forward to a future where the light of faith dispels the darkness of uncertainty. The symbolic force of 313 unfolds through these words, acting as a catalyst for transformation, a key opening the doors to a kingdom where trust in Allah translates into newfound serenity and lasting inner peace. As you immerse yourself in this practice, let yourself be carried away by the depth of each word, by the resonance of this spiritual connection that is established between you and the heritage of the companions of Badr. Remember that the greatness of your faith is not measured by the number of your invocations, but by the intensity with which you abandon yourself to this sacred experience. Repetition then becomes a living ritual, a way to strengthen your relationship with the divine and to discover, in the silence of your prayers, the answer to your deepest questions. So, in the hustle and bustle of everyday life, stop for a moment. Breathe deeply and allow yourself to feel this strength rising within you with each invocation. Because beyond the gesture, an inner adventure begins, an exploration of the most sincere corners of your heart, a quest to discover the miracle that hides within you. So ask yourself this question: what is this miracle that you are looking for in your life? The power hidden in the names of Allah. Are you aware that each name of Allah contains a vibration, a spiritual energy which, once burst, pours into us and around us like the light of a rising sun? Imagine for a moment that these names are like divine pearls, each containing a secret, an eternal quality that the Creator has inscribed in the universe to guide and protect His servants. Among them, Al-Wadoud embodies absolute love and infinite tenderness. By pronouncing this name, you are not just reciting a word, you resonate with the energy of divine love, capable of illuminating the darkest corners of your existence. When you repeat Ya Wadoudou, it's like you're opening a window to the soul of the universe, allowing a gentle light to flood your heart. This practice reminds you that the divine doesn't just watch from afar. It descends into your daily life, breathing the warmth of unconditional love. This energy, subtle but powerful, acts as a balm for the wounds of the soul and repairs the cracks left by life's trials. In every vibration, in every breath of this name, is the very essence of mercy, a call to union with that which is eternally good and luminous. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, through his teachings, revealed to his companions that the mercy and love of Allah far exceeds anything we can imagine. To illustrate this truth, he related a story full of tenderness and humanity. One day, in a context where anguish and distress mixed with pain, a mother, her face marked by worry and despair, wandered the streets, ardently searching for her lost child. Her call, charged with maternal anguish, resonated like a silent cry in the tumult of daily life. When fate finally allows her to find her child, the embrace she offered him was of overwhelming intensity, as if she wanted, through this gesture, to recover all the love that she had cruelly missed during those hours of anguish. The Prophet, witnessing this moving scene, then addressed his companions in these terms: "Do you think that this mother threw her child into the fire? Allah is more merciful to his servants than this mother to her child." This story, full of symbolism, teaches us that divine love is manifested through the simplest and most sincere gestures. A mother's tenderness is only a reflection of the immeasurable love that Allah has for us. So when you turn to him repeating of Ya Wadoudou, you open your heart to this same source of mercy. You invite this love to penetrate every particle of your being. In the immensity of the names of Allah, there exists an infinity of subtle energies which, once constituted and integrated, transform our relationship with the world. Each of these names is a key, a door which, when crossed, reveals unsuspected spiritual treasures. Al Wadoud is this key to love, kindness, and compassion. Each time you intone this name, imagine that you are drawing a circle of light around you, a sacred space where divine love pours out, healing wounds and soothing inner torment. At the heart of this practice is also an invitation to introspection. When you repeat of Ya Wadoudou, take a moment to stop and feel the vibration of this name within you. Let this energy penetrate to the depths of your soul. Do you feel the subtle thrill of divine mercy running through every fiber of your being? Do you feel that warmth that touches the sleeping parts of your heart, reminding them that they are never alone? This practice is not a simple ritual. It is a silent dialogue between your soul and that of the Creator, an exchange of love where each invocation is a sincere offering. The divine call continues in the verse, "Call on me, and I will answer you." Surah Ghafir 40:60. These words resonate with a comforting and powerful promise. They remind you that in every moment of doubt, in every moment when darkness seems to envelop you, you just need to turn to Allah to receive His guidance. This verse is not just an invitation to pray. It is an assurance that Allah's love and mercy are always at hand, ready to manifest in your life whenever you turn to Him. Take a moment to think, what love is missing in your life today? Is it the tenderness of a loved one, the recognition of your own value, or simply this deep feeling of being enveloped by the benevolent presence of Allah? Perhaps you have already experienced a form of abandonment or loneliness, and in those moments, the simple act of repeating of Ya Wadoudou can become a source of comfort and healing. Each repetition becomes a meditation, an inner journey that allows you to rediscover that spark of pure love that lies dormant within you, often forgotten in the tumult of everyday life. Visualize this scene. You are sitting in a peaceful place, perhaps in the silence of a room lit by soft morning light, or in the calm of a garden with soothing scents. In this suspended moment, you close your eyes and let your mind wander to the rhythm of your invocations. Every time you say of Ya Wadoudou, feel this vibration, this wave of love which runs through your entire being. It reminds you that you are loved, that you are precious in the eyes of the Creator, and that no matter the challenges you face, there is always a higher force watching over you. This process of repetition turns into a ritual of purification, where the soul frees itself from the burdens and wounds accumulated over time. The power hidden in the names of Allah lies in their ability to reconnect us to our true essence, to awaken in us feelings of love and benevolence that we thought were lost. Thus, the invocation of Ya Wadoudou becomes a meditative practice, a way to transcend everyday life and access a state of deep serenity. It is in this silent dialogue between you and the infinite that a unique connection is forged, an intimate and authentic relationship with the one who, in his infinite wisdom, knows every corner of your being. The story of the mother who found her lost child also teaches us an essential lesson. Mercy knows no bounds. If a mother, animated by immeasurable love, can transcend pain and despair to offer her child a saving embrace, how much more then can the love of Allah envelop and heal bruised hearts? This metaphor of divine mercy reminds you that, even in your moments of vulnerability, there is an infinite force ready to support you, to envelop you in comforting warmth, and to transform your sorrows into renewed hopes. Throughout the invocations, you realize that each word spoken is an invitation to reconnect with what is most sacred within you. The love that you have been seeking, perhaps for a long time, is not external. It is found within you, illuminated by divine light. By repeating of Wadoudou, you not only invoke the love of Allah, you also allow yourself to recognize and cultivate the love you have for yourself. This self-love that is often neglected, but essential to your inner peace. This practice, rich in symbolism and emotion, invites you to ask yourself fundamental questions about the nature of love and the relationship with the divine. By allowing yourself to be carried by the vibration of this name, you open a door to a deeper understanding of mercy, compassion, and hope. It is an inner journey, a pilgrimage of the soul, where each repetition is a walk towards the light, towards this silent communion with the Almighty. And you, in the heart of this meditation, take a moment to question your own mind. What void are you trying to fill? What love, what tenderness, or what compassion is missing in your heart? The answer is perhaps found in the simplicity of these invocations, in the conscious repetition of a name which carries within it the promise of eternal love. 3. The miracle of the purified heart. Imagine a heart, not as a simple biological organ, but as a sacred dwelling, an inner fortress intended to shelter the divine presence. The repetition of Wadoudou is then presented as an act of purification, a spiritual washing which gradually erases the traces of pride, resentment, and despair. In this inner space, each invocation is like a drop of pure water falling on a dusty surface, revealing over time the original beauty of a forgotten ground. This process, lenten and persevering, transforms the heart into a sanctuary where the love of Allah can settle unhindered, thus freeing the soul from the burdens accumulated over the years. At the heart of this transformation is a profound prophetic teaching. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "Verily, in the body there is a piece of chair which, if purified, makes the whole body pure. And if it is corrupted, the whole body will be corrupted. It's about the heart." This hadith, much more than a simple metaphor, teaches us that the heart is the center of our being. It determines the purity or corruption of our entire existence. When this heart is washed by divine love, it becomes a receptacle of light and benefits. The repetition of Wadoudou works as a cleansing ritual, erasing the traces of past hurts and setting the stage for the miracle to work within us. Visualize this ritual as a series of graceful movements, a silent dance between you and the infinite. Each repetition is an offering, a gesture of abandonment where you lay yourself bare before the Creator. As you let yourself be carried away by this practice, you begin to feel a subtle transformation. The echoes of your pain fade away, replaced by a deep peace that radiates from your being. Your heart, once darkened by negative emotions, is then purified, like a restored stained glass window that lets light shine through in all its splendor. The same goes for the soul which, once freed from its chains, becomes the scene of a daily miracle, a continuous renewal which transcends the limits of the human condition. The metaphor of the house, where the heart is the home, is particularly evocative. Imagine that you open the doors of this house wide to invite Allah to enter. But for this divine guest to be able to settle there, the interior must be impeccably clean. The debris of pride, the cobwebs of resentment, and the dust of despair must be swept away to make way for the light. Repeat. Ya Wadoudou. It's like hiring a celestial cleaning team that, with each invocation, disinfects and purifies every corner of your being. It is an act of love towards yourself and towards the one who created you, a gesture of recognition of the value of your soul and the importance of a serene heart. In this journey of purification, a sacred verse resonates as an inexhaustible source of comfort. Those who believe and whose hearts are at peace when they remember Allah. Is it not through the remembrance of Allah that hearts are calmed? Surat Ar-Ra'd 13:28. These words act as a balm for the soul, reminding us that inner peace is not found in the accumulation of wealth or the satisfaction of fleeting desires, but in the constant presence of Allah in our daily lives. When you invoke Ya Wadoudou, you create a sacred space where serenity can settle, a haven of peace, where the mind is freed from external tumults to concentrate on the very essence of divine love. Each word spoken is a note in the symphony of faith, a vibration that purifies and soothes, allowing your heart to return to its original purity. This purification process is not instantaneous. It is an inner journey, a daily quest where every step counts. Imagine yourself sitting in meditation, eyes closed, heart open, feeling each pulse as an invitation to let go of the shadows of the past. Throughout the invocations, you notice that certain negative emotions, once so intense, begin to dissipate. Pride gives way to humility, resentment transforms into understanding, and despair fades before the promise of constant renewal. This inner cleansing allows you to reconnect with your purest essence, that which resonates with the infinite mercy of Allah. The repetition of Ya Wadoudou then becomes much more than a ritual. It is true meditation in action, a path that leads to tangible inner transformation. Each invocation is like a drop of dew which, deposited on the petals of a flower, ends up awakening all nature to its original beauty. In this way, your heart, purified and lightened of its burdens, attracts miracles. The divine light, once admitted into you, radiates and spreads, transforming not only your life, but also the environment around you. This pure energy, released by the act of repeating Ya Wadoudou, often manifests itself in the form of synchronicities, unexpected events, or a deep feeling of well-being. This process of inner purification also invites sincere introspection. By repeating this sacred name, you are led to ask yourself essential questions about your inner state. What wounds persist within you? What grudges or doubts still weigh down your heart? This questioning is not an exercise in guilt, but rather an opportunity to become aware of the gray areas which necessarily need to be illuminated by divine love. It is a path to self-healing, a call to leave behind what no longer serves you in order to make room for a version of yourself more aligned with the light of Allah. Every moment spent repeating Ya Wadoudou thus becomes a moment of liberation, a chance to transform the negative into positive, the heavy into light. Repetition acts as a catalyst that transforms your inner energy, refining your mind and strengthening your ability to feel unconditional love. In this process, the heart is at the center of the transformation. Purified, it becomes the receptacle of a daily miracle, capable of attracting divine blessings and creating deeper bonds with those around you. This miracle is not limited to personal transformation. It also radiates and touches those around you, positively influencing the lives of those who cross your path. As you progress through this ritual, you will discover that cleansing your heart is both a simple and infinitely complex process. Simple, because all it takes is one word, one sincere invocation to initiate change. Complex, because this word, of Wadoudou, carries within itself multiple dimensions of divine love, echoes of mercy that resonate through the ages. Thus, each repetition becomes an invitation to dive deeper into the mystery of existence, to explore the most intimate corners of your being, and to reconnect with the source of all life. By letting yourself be carried away by this practice, you discover that the miracle of the purified heart is a never-ending journey. It is a path dotted with small victories, moments of peace where the tumult of life calms down, and where the essence of divine love is felt with a new intensity. It is not a process that ends, but an ongoing transformation that expresses itself in every moment you choose to repeat. Of Wadoudou. Through this practice, the heart reveals itself to be an open door to unsuspected dimensions, a gateway to a brighter and more harmonious existence. So, in the silence of your invocations, as you abandon yourself to the sacred vibration of these words, let your heart free itself from what no longer serves it. Feel the subtle impact of each repetition as it gradually erases the shadows of the past, giving way to the clarity and warmth of a divine love that knows no limits. Ask yourself this question, echoing the prophetic teachings and the vibrations of your soul. What do you need to cleanse in your heart to make room for the love of Allah? Is it a nagging grudge against someone, or perhaps lingering doubt in yourself? While the echoes of your invocation still resonate in the silence of your soul, take a moment to collect yourself and contemplate the transformation that has taken place within you. This 3-day trip, during which you repeated Ya Wadoudou 313 times, was not simply a ritual, but a true inner metamorphosis. Each repetition allowed you to drop the burdens of pride, resentment, and despair a little more, giving way to a new light that began to illuminate every corner of your heart. Through this sacred ritual, you have reconnected with the pure and timeless force of divine love. You have experienced, step by step, the power of this sacred vibration which, like a gentle breeze, caresses your being and offers it deep purification. Each invocation was an intimate dialogue with Allah, a silent exchange in which you offered your heart in all sincerity, and in which you received in return a promise of healing and renewal. This initiatory path allowed you to understand that the miracle does not reside so much in the act itself as in the progressive transformation of your soul. By repeating this divine name, you open the door to an intense spiritual experience, a communion with a beneficial energy which was able to soothe your doubts and awaken in you a renewed confidence. You have discovered that, even in times of loneliness and uncertainty, the love of Allah is present, ready to envelop your heart and cleanse it of the shadows of the past. The experience you have just had is not an end in itself, but the beginning of a path of light. The purification of your heart, initiated by this ritual, is an ongoing process that is nourished by each moment of prayer, each moment when you choose to reconnect with this divine presence. The miracles that you have been able to perceive, whether they manifest themselves in synchronicities, unexpected moments of peace, or emotional renewals, are the beginnings of a transformation that can extend to all aspects of your life. They bear witness to the power of divine love, capable of transcending trials and opening the way to a more luminous existence. Today, as you take the time to contemplate the journey you have taken, ask yourself about the deeper meaning of this transformation. What does this unconditional love that has purified your heart mean to you? Perhaps you have found inner peace, the healing of a long-repressed wound, or the certainty that whatever happens, you are always supported by a higher force. This ritual offered you the opportunity to reconnect with your true essence, that which is in perfect harmony with the mercy and benevolence of Allah. Remember that this experience is a precious gift, a key that opens the doors to a universe where love and light are omnipresent. The invocation of Ya Wadoudou has become for you much more than a simple word. It now embodies the living force of spiritual renewal, the promise of a future where each beat of your heart resonates in echo of divine love. This path that you have undertaken is unique and continues to unfold as you choose, day after day, to cultivate the beauty and purity of your being. As the last echoes of this ritual fade into the silence of your daily life, let this light continue to guide your every step. Embrace the transformation that has taken place within you and allow the power of Allah's love to inspire you in every aspect of your life. This path is yours, an endless journey towards a deeper understanding of faith, mercy, and the miracle within. May the serenity and light of this experience accompany you at every moment, always reminding you that the true miracle lies in the ability to reconnect again and again to the infinite love of the Creator.